the first video we saw regarding the physiography features, in which 6 important features were there. In that first feature we are going to study. What is that first feature is northern and northeastern mountains. They are the highest mountain ranges, and it was 2 million years ago these mountain ranges were formed. That old this mountain range is. In this mountain range you will find the highest peaks are there, valleys. What do you mean by valley? Means if we take 2 mountains, the broad place between the 2 mountains where you can find the stream is flowing, that place is called as valley. The distance between the mountain is what you call it as this distance is long distance, that is it is extended, and here you will find rocks are there, and in between that what is flowing? Water is flowing. That is called as valleys. So between 2 mountains a huge gap is there. Between that the river, or that is the stream flows, that is called as the valleys. Then glaciers are there. What is glacier? A mass of ice floating in the water. Himalaya is a very cold place. You can see snowfall will be there, and in that the masses of ice will gather and it will float in the water. That is called glaciers. Passes. What do you mean by passes? Means it is a narrow path. If you take this is a mountain. This narrow path, what you see is, it is called as the passes. Then you have the gorges. Valleys and gorges are same, but what happens is that here the place is narrow and it is deep, and here also you will find a stream is flowing. That is called as gorges. Valleys and gorges are same, but here what you will find, in gorges the place is narrow, but same thing, you will find rocks are there, stones are there, and stream is flowing. Here in valley the place is broad, elongated, and through that the stream is flowing. That is valleys. So in this highest mountain range you will find the highest peaks are there, valleys are there, glaciers are there, passes are there, and gorges are there. So came to know, this is regarding the higher, that is in northern and northeastern mountains. Besides this, how long this northern and northeastern mountain ranges extends? It extends from Indus River to Brahmaputra. That is, length is 2,400 km long and width is 320 km. That much long is this, that is why it is northeastern mountains. In this you will find mountains, peaks. What are the peaks? The top of the mountain is called as a peak. So there are about nearly 110 peaks are there in this northern and northeastern mountains. Out of it, 14 peaks are over 8,000 meters. That is why highest peaks are there. How many are? 14 peaks are over 8,000 meters. Okay. Now, if we see this, what you call it as the mountain range, if you observe this mountain range, what you will find, towards the east the mountain range is becoming narrow, and as it moves towards the west side it becomes broader. So it is narrowing towards the east and becoming broader towards the west. And the whole area covered by this north and northeastern mountains is about 5 lakh square kilometers is the total area covered by northern and northeastern mountains. So the question may be asked, how many years back these northern and northeastern mountains were formed? 2 million years ago. Okay, then what are the features? Highest peaks, valleys, glaciers, passes and gorges. Were extended Indus to Brahmaputra. 2,400 km lengthwise and 320 km breadthwise. How many peaks are there? 110 peaks. Out of it, 14 are over 8,000 meters. Narrow towards the east and broader towards the west. And area is covered about 5 lakh square kilometers. And it has steep slopes. What it has? Steep slopes are there. So steep slopes means if I take this is the slope of one mountain and this. Like this, what will happen? Steep slope. That is the slanting of the what to call it as the edges is very steep. So this is called as steep, what to call it as slopes. It is towards India. Gentle slope. Gentle slope is the slope is not that much slope is not there. This is called as a gentle slope. So gentle slope towards Tibet and steep slopes towards India. Northern mountains. What are the important divisions of northern and northeastern mountains? The northern mountains, it has the greater Himalayas. Okay, and it is about average, it is 6,100 meter. Then lesser Himalayas we have, which is 1,500 meter to 4,500 meter. And Shivalik hills are there, which is 600 meter to 1,500 meter. These are the three important, what to call it as the regions of the northern mountains. We saw that the Great Himalayas are that is divided into three divisions. The Greater Himalaya, which is marked in the blue, the Lower Himalaya, which is marked in the red, and the Shivalik hills, which is marked in the black. We are going to study regarding each division in detail. First division is the Greater Himalayas, so the Great Himalayas. In the Great Himalayas, first highest peak is the Mount Everest, which is 8,848 meter. Second highest peak is K2, that is Pakistan, Tibet and India. That is what the second highest peak, it is K2. Third highest peak is again in Great Himalayas, that is Kanchenjunga, 8,586 meter. Then Makalu is there, which is also 8,481 meters. Dhaulagiri, Giri means mountain. Dhaulagiri, Dhaula means white in color. Dhaulagiri, because always the Himalayas is covered with snow. It is 8,172 meter, and Mansalu, it is 8,156 kilometer. I told you when I was explaining previously that Great Himalayas, it is above 6,100 meter. So this is what the Himalayas are. Then it is always covered with snow. Himalaya is always covered with snow. Whenever you see Himalaya, it will be always covered with snow because it is that cold part of our India. Then in snow, so what it is called as, that is why it is called as Himadri. Hima means what it is? Snow. Okay, Himadri. So that is snow-cladded mountain. So that is Himadri. And in this Himadri you will find glaciers are there and passes are there. Many passes are there, but two important passes is Brazil and Zojila. That are the two important passes in what you call it as a Great Himalayas. Glaciers are there, Gangotri Glacier and Yamunotri Glacier. This is regarding the Great Himalayas. Now let us go to the second division, which is called Lesser Himalayas. You can see this is the Greater Himalayas and this is the Shivalik hill. In between them is your Lesser Himalayas, which is marked in red. Okay. What does this Lesser Himalayas have? Okay. To the south of the Lesser Himalayas, okay, that is to the south of your Greater Himalayas is your Lesser Himalayas. And its width is 60 to 80 kilometer. The east part. So we can say that if this is the part, the east part will be having, it is having forests. So the eastern part is having forest area is there. More forest area is towards the east part. And there are many parallel ranges are there. Parallel means what? Like this, if one range is there, to that one more range will be there. This is called as a parallel ranges. These many parallel ranges are there. Out of them, some important parallel ranges is there. First parallel range is Pir Panjal, then Dauladhar, Nagatiba, Mussoorie and Mahabharat. These are the important parallel ranges found in Lesser Himalayas. Valleys are there. Two important valleys. Kashmir is a valley. So Kashmir and Kangra, they are the two important valleys which is situated in Lesser Himalayas. Besides this, they have famous hill station. Shimla, Mussoorie and Darjeeling. You must have already heard this. These are the famous hill stations. So, this is regarding the Lesser Himalayas. Once again, Greater Himalayas and Shivalik mountains, between them Lesser Himalayas are there. They are south towards the south of Great Himalayas. 60 to 80 kilometer width is there. East part contains forest. Parallel ranges are there: Pir Panjal, Dauladhar, Nagatiba, Mussoorie and Mahabharat. Valleys too famous: Kashmir and Kangra. Hill stations are there: Shimla, Mussoorie and Darjeeling. This is regarding the Lesser Himalayas. We will go to the third and the final division, okay, in northeastern mountain ranges. As you can see that the black region what is marked is your Shivalik range. It is the outer Himalaya for the Greater Himalayas. First is Greater, then Lesser Himalaya and then this Shivalik. So it is the outermost part for the Greater Himalayas. It has the lowest peaks. Okay, it is about 600 to 800 meters. The peaks are very low over here. And how long it stretches, you know, it stretches from Jammu Kashmir to Arunachal Pradesh. That is the extension of this Shivalik hills. And it has flat bottom longitudinal, that is vertical wise structures are there in this Shivalik hills, which are called as dunes. That is why Dehradun is a place which has that flat bottom longitudinal structure. So it got a name as Dehradun. So this is what regarding the Shivalik hills. What are the importance of northern and northeastern Himalayas? Let us see. It is the Himalaya, okay? It is a natural barrier. It won't allow the cold wave winds to pass in towards the India, and it is a natural barrier. It acts like a defense. It won't allow the attacks of the enemies from China to India. They have to climb the Himalaya mountains and come and attack us. So it is a natural barrier. And when the rain-bearing winds blows, this Himalaya will stop that rain-bearing winds. And what it will do due to that, there will be heavy rainfall in the foothills of the Himalayas. Then slopes are there. I told you two slopes are there. That is what we call it as a gentle slope towards the Tibet and steep slopes towards the India. So what are the steep slopes towards the India are there? They are covered with thick forests. Okay, and storehouse of minerals. Because why? Because the deposits, the deposits will flow and come back to the there. So it is what we call storehouse of minerals. The earth crust, it is full of minerals in that particular area. Birthplace of rivers, Gangotri, where Ganga, the river gets born. So Ganga and Brahmaputra, which is also called Yamuna. So they are birthplace of that perennial rivers there. And wherever the rivers are there, naturally hydroelectric power will be there. So hydroelectric power means from the water the electricity is produced. That we call it as hydroelectric power. So natural barrier won't allow the cold wave winds to pass from China to India. Stops that. It even stops the attack from the enemies like China to India. It is rain bearing. It stops the rain bearing winds and makes that rain to fall toward the foothills of the Himalayas. Slopes are covered with thick forest. It is storehouse of minerals, and birthplace of rivers and hydroelectric power. These are the importance of northern and northeastern mountains. Let us see the second physiography division, which is called as a north plain. You can see over here the north plain, that is below the south of Shivalik mountains. The whole region what I have drawn over here, this is your north plain. Below south of Shivalik. I showed you the Shivalik range. It is the outermost, what to call it as Shivalik range to the great Himalayas. Below that, towards the south side, you will see a stretch of a plain, what to call it as land, which is called as your north plain. Okay. This north plain, usually ages ago it was believed that this north plain was formed due to a Tethys Sea which is flowing from the Shivalik mountains. As it flows, it is carrying alluvial soil with it and it deposited in this particular area. Okay, so that is what alluvial soil. So what it is bringing along with it? Alluvial soil with it. And it is depositing. Depositing means when the water will flow, that soil will stay back in that particular place. That is called depositing. And that is how this north plain became a very fertile land. Ages ago, it was believed that the Tethys Sea which flowed from the Shivalik mountains, as it flows down, you know, water when it flows down, it has a force, it has a power to carry whatever the things comes with it. So it was carrying the alluvial soil, the most fertile soil, and it deposited in this northern plain. That is why the north plain we call it as a very fertile soil. But presently we say that three important rivers, Satluj, Brahmaputra and Ganga. These three rivers are flowing and these three rivers are depositing the soil. Due to that, it is what it is, a fertile soil. Now let us see what is the importance of this north plain. So this is what we have marked the north plain. It is covered with alluvial soil. So it's a very, very fertile soil. In fertile soil, what we do? That is more will be the agriculture. Okay, so irrigation and agriculture is main in what to call it as north plain. If you take Punjab, okay, then you take Rajasthan, then you take Uttar Pradesh, Bihar. In these states, this northern plain lies. So their main occupation is agriculture and the main crop they grow is the wheat crop. Why? Because what it is having? Fertile alluvial soil and perennial rivers. That is the Satluj, Ganga and Brahmaputra, they are having water in them 12 months also. So for irrigation agriculture is best in this north plain. Vast fertile alluvial soil. Okay, vast 7 lakh square kilometer area. It's a vast area which contains fertile alluvial soil. Flat land, so transportation is and economic development and communication is best because through roadways and railways it is connected. The northern plain is connected to each and every important cities, okay, of India. So industrialization, flat plains, so where more industries can be developed, and due to the development of more industrialization it has become urbanization and it has pilgrim places. Okay, that is where Banaras, okay, it is a pilgrim place. Rishikesh, it is a pilgrim place. These are all in the north plain area. This is what the importance of north plain. That is irrigation and agriculture. Why? Because perennial rivers are there. Vast fertile alluvial soil, deposits of Satluj, Ganga and Brahmaputra. Transportation, roads and railways, because it is a flat land, so transportation will be good. Industrialization and urbanization, and it is a famous pilgrim place, so tourists will be there and economic development will be also good.